guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
Maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
Was the Xanadu, where Kubla Khan decreed his stately pleasure dome. Today, almost as legendary as Florida's Xanadu, world's largest private pleasure ground. Here on the deserts of the Gulf Coast, a private mountain was commissioned and successfully built. 100,000 trees, 20,000 tons of marble are the ingredients of Xanadu's mountain. Contents of Xanadu's palace. Paintings, pictures, statues, the very stones of many another palace. A collection of everything, so big it can never be catalogued or appraised. Enough for 10 museums, the loot of the world. Xanadu's livestock, the fowl of the air, the fish of the sea, the beast of the field and jungle, 2 of each, the biggest private zoo since Noah. Like the pharaohs, Xanadu's landlord leaves many stones to mark his grave. Since the pyramids, Xanadu is the costliest monument a man has built to himself. Cain, molder of mass opinion though he was, in all his life was never granted elective office by the voters of his country. But Cain papers were once strong indeed, and once the prize seemed almost his. In 1916, as independent candidate for governor, the best elements of the state behind him, the White House seemingly the next easy step in a lightning political career. Then, suddenly, less than 1 week before election, defeat. Shameful, ignominious. Defeat that set back for 20 years the cause of reform in the U.S. Defeat that set back for 20 years the cause of reform in the U.S.
Who has heard the poem called The Snake? So I have it. Does anybody want to hear it again? You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Wait a minute. What were Cain's last words? Do you remember, boys?
Yes,
What were the last words he said on Earth? Maybe he told us all about himself on his deathbed.
Yeah, and maybe he didn't. Maybe it was just
All we saw on that screen was a big American.
one of the biggest.
But how is he any different from Ford, or Hearst for that matter, or John Doe?
Yeah, sure.
I tell you, Thompson, a man's dying words.
What were they? You don't read the papers.
When Charles Foster Kane died, he said just one word.
Rosebud. Rosebud.
A
tough guy, huh?
Yes, Rosebud.
Guys calling
just
for
that one
Rosebud.
word. But who is she?
What was that?
Here's a man that could have been president, who was as loved and hated and as talked about as any man in our time. But when he comes to die, he's got something on his mind called Rosebud. Now, what does that mean?
Trump is apparently Batman. Yes, that's what he told a 9-year-old boy from Iowa who rode on his helicopter this weekend at the Iowa State Fair. Watch the YouTube video.
Yes. Mr. Trump,
Yes,
are you Batman?
I am Batman.
Manager of his, Bernstein, his second wife. She's still living.
Susan Alexander Cain.
Running a nightclub in Atlantic City.
Yeah, that's right.
See them all. Get in touch with everybody that ever worked for him, whoever loved him, whoever hated his guts. I don't mean go through the city directory, of course.
I'll get on it right away, Mr. Ralston.
Good. Good. Rosebud, dead or alive. It'll probably turn out to be a very simple thing.
'Details, Captain. Tell me everything about him.
I'm in a lot of pain. This will help.
You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
I thought we had him trapped.
Donald Trump
But he was waiting
is
for us.
apparently Batman.
Target in sight, Tiger One.
The human genome, and so the idea is now we're going to manipulate it and control it and produce superior people.